Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to the weekly Parshat. We're talking about Parshat Shelach. In Eretz Yisrael, the week is Korach, but here it's Parshat Shelach and Chutz La'aretz. Shelach is unfortunately a very, very interesting Parsha. Interesting because it speaks about the spies. Moshe Rabbeinu chose these 12 spies. It says they were tzaddikim when they left. They were tzaddikim when they left to go to Eretz Yisrael. They came back, 10 of them were completely evil. They slandered the land, they slandered Hashem, they spoke against anything good. And the Jews were delayed in the desert for 40 years because of that. 10 people, each one said bad about Eretz Yisrael, and the entire Jewish nation, a few million people, 600,000 strong, the regular people, plus the women and children and everything else they had, whatever it may be. Because of 10 people, the Jews were stuck in the desert for 40 years. 40 years. They had to walk around the desert for 40 years. The Torah, the Parsha then continues with Nisuchim. When you bring a sacrifice, let's say you bring a bull to the Mizbeach, to the altar, you have to bring a wine libel, and you have to bring an oil libel and water. So it tells the details of what you have to bring for a bull, for a ram, whatever it may be. Then the Torah speaks about committing one sin that's considered the worst of all the sins. Anyone who does this sin, it's as if he transgressed the entire Torah. And that's idolatry. And then the Torah tells there was a man who was Mechalel Shabbos. He didn't observe the Shabbos, and he was put to death. And then the Parsha ends with the mitzvah of tzitzis. Well, I guess we could speak for a few weeks about the spies. What did they do? They were sent on a mission, and they looked at it, and they had evil intentions. That's what Rashi brings. That's the Gemara, the Medrash, the Zoya. They all speak about the evil intentions that these people had. Why did they have evil intentions? I mean, you set out to do a job, go out, do your job. Why did they have these evil intentions? You want to know why? Because of haughtiness, because of gaiva, arrogance. What happened? The Zoya says, the Arizal explains, that the souls of the generation that received the Torah at Sinai was so great and so pure that their sanctity was much greater than the land of Israel. You hear that? They were so great. The land of Israel is holy. It's a sanctified land. It's got Kedusha every square centimeter or every square millimeter. In Eretz Yisrael, every blade of grass, as my father-in-law used to say, every blade of grass, every tree, every pebble is holy. These people were holier and greater than the sanctity of Eretz Yisrael. And they said to themselves, if we go in, well, we have nothing to do there because we're too great. We're powerful. We can't go in there. So they came with a bad report. They slandered the land. And because of their arrogance, they kept the Jews in exile for 40 years. It's a big lesson, huh? A big lesson. It's a lesson that happens today. We're here in Israel today. Baruch Hashem, at least we're here in the land. But it's interesting. We have a right and we have a left. Nobody is going to give an inch to the other guy. Right? I'm greater than you. I'm better. My ideas are much more stronger. My ideas will bring peace for the land of Israel. In Yiddish, we say a nechtige Tag. It's like a yesterday, not a future, not a future for tomorrow and whatnot. And that's the way it goes all the years. Rabbi Nachman speaks in Likutei Moharan, lesson 11. He says, the reason the Jews have not yet returned to Eretz Yisrael, Hashem promised us we'll come back. But the reason we haven't come back yet is because of arrogance, gaiva, because of haughtiness, that we think this, we think that, we, and we've got a lot to learn, right? There are other people out there. They have different ideas. They have different approaches. They don't agree with me. So what? So what? That's why Kolev ben Yefuna, he got up and said, what do you think is going on here? Is this the only thing that Moshe did, brought us to a land where we have giants and incredible fruits and whatnot? Yeah. Kolev ben Yefuna, one individual, stood up against the entire nation. And he said they were all complaining. Complaining is it's a natural feeling. Everyone complains. What are you complaining about? That's what Kolev said to them. What are you complaining about? You have an idea what the land is worth, what the land is of value. Look how beautiful it is. Just take a look today. Look how the Arabs are fighting over the country. When they had it, before the war, they did nothing with it. Nothing. But it doesn't matter. I want what you have. I want what the other guy has. I want, and I'm going to get it because I'm arrogant. And that's the lesson of this week's Parsha. It's a lesson that we all have to realize and understand that nothing stands above arrogance. Why? Because the end of the Parsha is a mitzvah. Torah says if you commit this one sin, then it's as if you transgress the entire Torah. What's that one sin? Idolatry. And the Talmud teaches what is the sin that's compared to idolatry? Arrogance, haughtiness. If we do that, it's like we're serving idolatry. How can we accept the Torah if we don't do the right thing? We have to learn to humble ourselves, respect the other guy, love the other guy, despite the fact that they don't agree with me. And if that's the case, then there will be Shalom al Yisrael. May Hashem help us that we all merit the peace, and that we all merit to do the right thing, and that we come to Taka, live in our land the way we're all supposed to, speedily in our time. Amen.